Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nichols Oil Pro.com Bombergal 200, sponsored by Howie Burroughs. We are at Texas Motor Speedway here this evening, and it's going to be an interesting one for the season finale. Ben Harcum and John Campbell are tied in points going into the final race. Matt Harmon has an outside shot of the championship. Both Harcum and Campbell have really bad finishes. You can see there Harcum and Campbell on top on 348. Then we got Matt Harmon on 333. Then William on 320. Then Chad Bear, Jeff Slaughter, Brad Crest, Mark Herzog, Ward Fisher, and Michael Seymour on the bottom half here as well. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm James Parver, going to be joined in the booth by Bradley Dalton, and a bit later on, Mr. Jim Cunningham is going to come and take over from me. He's running a bit behind, that's why I've jumped in to open this up. It's going to be an interesting one. We've got 135 laps, no stage breaks, 3 tyre changes, 100% fuel, fixed setups, and lucky dogs are on. If you want to get yourselves involved, head over to triplebypass.com. Get yourself an invite in to the Discord and come and do some racing. It's going to be an interesting season. See what they do next season on that one. Season finale, Brad. 2 drivers tied. Matt Harmon with an outside chance. Could be an interesting race.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's going to be fun to see how that championship rolls out. I'm really curious to see who can put what where. It's always a good time to see what the drivers can do here in the Nichols Oil Pros Xfinity Series. This Thursday night race tends to see kind of the big ones happen, tends to see the different things, and I have some insider information that the cars are extremely tight through turn 1 and turn 2. So Matt Harmon, has the outside shot if Harcum and Campbell have a bad day, and the way things are looking, it's not totally impossible for Harcum and Campbell to have a bad day.
Yeah, I think Texas in general. There's today's sponsor, Mr. Howie Burroughs there as well. Much love to Howie for sponsoring this evening's events and this evening's broadcast and race. So fair play to Howie for that one. Texas, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not the fact of, what the situation is. It is the fact that we're running at Texas. Anything could happen, and anything generally does happen.
Yeah, Texas is a fun one. Texas reminds me a little bit of kind of Daytona Talladega in that style, because that's the sort of chaos that you can have happen around this track just at any time, with or without reason. It can really just kind of show itself and make some fun.
Yeah, if Dega and Daytona had a baby, you would get Texas. That's what I thought. That's what I reckon. On that one, right front tires are going to be shredded tonight. 3 cautions. Have a great broadcast, JPB. Thanks so much for that one. Turns 1 and 2, 20 degrees. Turns 3 and 4, 24. Front stretch, back stretch, 5 degrees. Massive drop coming out of 3 and 4, going down to 5 from 24.
Yeah, it's the big drop through, and it's going to be interesting to see how the cars handle. And, Tuesday night, me and Jim were watching, and one of the things that we caught on to is the new marble, the new debris system, causing absolute chaos here in the oval world and causing some big issues. But it's causing some very competitive racing. I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, we just had that. Me and Kenton just had that at Stafford Motor Speedway, and basically in the SK Modifieds, and they've got the big old wheels on that look like F1 wheels. They went out on the marbles, and literally they were just sliding like crazy. Tyler Merritt is on pole position. There's Sean Bradley and Ben Harcum, your 1, 2, 3. Mark Herzog in 4. Elton Wu in 5th, and just Jeff Slaughter, JC in 7th. Matt Harmon, Al Corey, Marty Rogers, John Crutchley, and Howie Burroughs down in 12th place. Moving on to 13th, you've got Kyle Dewey, Tex Nichols, Will Emmett, Justin Ritchie, Cameron Kane, Michael Seymour, and Ward Fisher. It's not if I die, it's when I die. I didn't want this to be the track I sponsored originally, but I couldn't make the date I originally wanted. So we'll take the finale and enjoy the theme on that one. Well, I'm sure we will, going into this as well. If you haven't noticed, some of the cars I have all got anime-esque logos on, and I know Howie is sporting that anime logo as well. The oval here, currently in its current configuration from 1966 to present, so it's not very old circuit in general.
It's not, and I kind of like that it's not that old of a circuit because it's a different setup to what we normally see, and it feels more modern. It handles these newer cars a little bit better, and I do really like it. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch how the race goes through top to bottom here tonight. I think the drivers are going to have a fun time. I think this is going to be a very competitive setup, and I think in the end we might have some big surprises come through depending on how the race ends here. As they come out of pit lane, they're getting ready to do the pace laps around, and we'll get ready for some good action here around Texas.
Absolutely. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Get your drinks, get your popcorn. Don't worry, I'm not a Houdini who's just appeared in two places at the same time. Literally just finished one for the SKs, and now we're on to this one. Thanks for everyone supporting the series sponsor this season, says Mike Tex Nichols, of course, from NicholsOilPro.com. Go and check them out for all of your car oil needs. Now, obviously, for me, I'm in the UK, that's more of a US thing, but enjoy yourself. Again, have a look and see if you can find an oil for your machine. I'm sure if you haven't got one, email Tex or Mike, and he'll be able to sort you out. Good mix of cars. Ford's out on the front. Very interesting to see there once more. Here we go. Going to be dropping green flag very, very shortly. The car's coming round through turn 3 into the D on this one, into the Geico restart zone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we are green, green, green. Merritt, Bradley, Harcum, Herzog, Wu, Slaughter, Harmon, Campbell, Corey, Rogers, all rounded out your top 10 as we speak here in this one. Great start from Tyler Merritt, of course, our very own Thumbsticks man, up and running and underway.
Yeah, Thumbsticks very quickly getting up in the lead there. Up second place, it's Harcum and Bradley going through side by side. They're going to kind of hold this for the moment and try to just collect what they've got and try to settle things in. We're going to look for longer runs to go through, and a lot of tapping the wall out of 4 already as we see a little bit further back. But up front here, Merritt, Harcum, Bradley holding on, and Harcum is Thumbsticks. It's easier said than done, but just not enough momentum here early on. Again, 135 laps, though, James. It's got to be a case of survival here.
Yeah, you've got a long time. Texas, as we've seen, tough on tyres. I think it's going to be tough for a lot of these people here as well. They've got to decide when they're going to go in. Obviously, with triple bypass in general, it's generally clean lap racing as well. So they're not going to always have their caution brakes to rely on. I think if you come into a triple bypass race relying on a caution, well, you're going to be shot yourself in the foot, because they don't always happen either. And we've seen them go green plenty of times before, seen them go racing, and they've done insurmountable amount of laps without any cautions. And I don't think Texas is going to be any different, to be fair, Brad. I think this is going to be one where if they start spreading out as they are at the moment, we'll bring the track map in the top right hand corner with you very, very shortly. But as they start spreading out, you can see Harcum's trying to go underneath Merritt at the moment, try to usher him up just a little bit up into the middle of the race circuit, trying to make it underneath. He gets a little bit of a slide. That's going to give Merritt the momentum as they start going down into turn 3 and 4, and they did just that as well.
Yeah, and I think the big thing too, you said it, James, triple bypass can be very, very clean racing. I mean, one of my first broadcasts with triple bypass, I remember, was Talladega, and they ran the entire thing start to finish without a caution. They ran a full green flag race at Talladega, which is almost unheard of in the iRacing service, to have no cautions at Talladega, even a big one. There was nothing. It was just straight green flag runs the whole time. It's a very normal thing to see here, and it's something where just all the drivers respect each other. They have good, clean racing. They put pressure where they need to, but they understand that this is, a little bit more of a marathon and less of a sprint through. They know 135 laps takes a bit of time to run, and they just keep ticking the laps down and getting closer to the end.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think this is a situation before, they know how to lift at Dega. They don't just go pumping in and hope for the best. Torino there, evening. Hope you are well. Thank you very much. It's not Sunday, Torino. Why are you here on a Thursday evening. It's not normally get used to you seeing you on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon there as well. So all these guys just settling in at this moment in time, and Burroughs is in behind Corey. Then we've gone back. I believe that is the 33 machine, as he battles away further down there as well. So battles materialising here, Brad. Once more, Carl Dewey down there at this moment in time has got Rogers in behind him. Driven Texas before, Brad?
It's been a hot minute since I've driven Texas, so I can't say that I've driven it anytime recently, especially not since the update. I haven't driven Texas, so I don't know how the updates affected things, if it's affected things with the handling, as we alluded on earlier. So, it's a fun track, though. Again, it's up there with, you said it best earlier, James, as you often do, if Talladega and Daytona had a baby.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing there as well. You can see this is Mark Herzog, Slaughter, and Campbell, I believe, in there. As these guys actually, Ace Herzog is at a 28 machine of Harmon, Elton Wu there. Tarina has come in, has been bored apparently with the night, hadn't had a night off. So there we go. Kick the kids out, kick the husband out. Unfortunately, sit down and watch the NASCARs going round in a circle after normally watching OGRL running around racetracks. Oh, of course, different kind of racing here, Torino. If you're in for it, any questions, let us know, and we'll try and answer them as best as we possibly can here as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm a European. I enjoy NASCAR. Brad's an American who enjoys Formula One. So, hey-ho. We'll get on and see how we get on. A completely different mix on that one, Brad.
Works out, though. I mean, I grew up with NASCAR. NASCAR's in my blood, but I do enjoy when, right-hand turns are also made. It doesn't necessarily always have to be the left-hand turns around. I like the right-hand turns every once in a while. So, but NASCAR is the bread and butter for me. It's what I know. I'm from the Southeast U.S., so it's very much injected in my blood. And, I would be wrong to say that I don't enjoy NASCAR, which is why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. What we will do is we bring a little speedometer up to give you a rundown of what they're hitting on this one as well. I appreciate the offer for answering questions. You're all always amazing. Oh, I know. Don't tell my wife, though, because she'd probably tell you something completely different, to be blatantly honest. As it go now as well, you can see we jump on board here at the moment. Through the left-hander we go, coming out of turn 4 into that D-shape on board with Elton Wu. You can see the drop, 24 to 5 degrees. Now we're running, we're going to go one more, top it north of 180, 182. Slightly little lift going in. You're not going to want to, you might drag the brake just to try and get a little bit of a rotation on 153 on the exit. So we're dropping about 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour away from what we're entering into the corner. You can see it there down in the bottom right hand corner. Very, very steep inclines in 1, 2, 3 and 4, but then you're just coming down to almost flat of 5 on the backstretch.
Yeah, and especially when you hit that exit on the front stretch, you're seeing the cars when it bottoms like that. You're seeing them slide closer to the wall, and we're seeing drivers continue to kind of tap that wall as we go. Look at Elton Wu here, trying to get down lower than Harcum, trying to work that car around. Harcum exits out of 2 there, taps the wall, keeps it going. The cars can handle that wall tap there on the exit. It's not going to be a huge problem for them. It is something that they need to be conscious of, though, because if it happens too many times, it can knock steering out of alignment. It can cause some different issues. So it's something that as the night goes on, as these laps tick down, they've got to watch it just a little bit, but they'll be mostly okay.
Yeah, the progressive damage model, that if you continue to tap something multiple times on the same side, it will eventually break. It's one of the new models as well that we've had come in over the last 4 months, 5 months. I think it's been even maybe in 6 months possibly as well. I lose track of everything that's been updated at the moment. But Mark Herzog is currently in this 57 machine, battling away with Jeff Slaughter. Big whack on the wall for Herzog's going to have to be a little bit more careful as they start running into turn 1 again. Herzog in that 57 machine, chasing down Slaughter at the moment. Closest battle by the circuit as well. We have got Merritt and Bradley out in front, who are not too far back either away from each other. But at the moment, Herzog having a good run at Slaughter.
Yeah, Slaughter with a big whack of the wall there out of 2. And that number 88, Earnhardt number 8 there with the little mini 8 in the bottom left there. So yes, this is a number 88 legally, even though it's kind of, he kind of cheesed the number, but I'll give him credit where it's due, running that Budweiser setup here as he goes. And Herzog looking pretty good here on the exit of 2. He might get the run. Down the backstretch we go. Where they stop, nobody knows. Well, they're going to stop going into 3 here, and Herzog again still trying to get a little bit lower here, and the middle line through 3 seems to be coming in, seems to be working. And then at least for Slaughter, he's dropping it lower through 4 and out, but everyone is pretty well running a single line here, and it's kind of surprising for me to see everyone running that single line, because I figured Texas would have a couple of grooves that come in here.
I think the problem is the wear. I think most of the time, by the time you start getting lap 20, 23, you're starting to wear 25, 28. You're definitely wearing 32, 35. You got to think about a pit stop, because you're going to be losing so much time. You'll see if you do jump up with Merritt and bring out the little speedo, you'll see the difference between what Merritt is holding into the corner at this moment in time compared to what Emmett might be holding in that corner. You see 150, 52, 53 on the exit. As we start going down into turn 3 and 4, we're going to be trying to go north of 175 at the moment. Then we're going to be dropping all the way down. You can see 156, before we can even get on the accelerator. Now, if we did that on board with Emma, who's down in 17th, we probably see a different picture in that one because of the way that the model works. And we're on lap 19, and you'll see it start dropping down again, and we might even end up lower down in the 140s going through 1 and 2. So wear is going to play a massive part, and I think that's something that they've got to be careful of.
Yeah, it's going to be a good run here through to see how they play that tire strategy. And, just as you mentioned, James, that having to lift very hard off of 2 there to try to avoid the wall and losing a lot of speed, scrubbing a lot of speed there on the exit of 2 just to try to keep that car out of the wall there. And, I was told before the race, 1 and 2 were really, really problem corners for people, and it's proven itself time and time again here as they continue along. Emmett doing a very good job to keep that car moving and grooving in a straight line.
Yeah, very, very tough. I believe we've just been joined by Mr. Jim Cunningham in the booth. Jim, welcome in. Nope. Not going. I thought I was going deaf. Clearly not. I don't believe Jim is talking.
Oh, I am here.
Oh, you are here. Well done, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing good. I rushed home as fast as I could.
Good.
I am now in the booth.
How was your son's concert?
It was fantastic, and I appreciate you allowing me to do that and cover it for me.
No problem at all. Right, guys, I'm going to nip out. Have fun. Tarina, I'll see you on Sunday. Brad, I'll let you take over. Jim, have a good one.
See you, James.
You too, man. Thank you.
All right, Jim. So to get you up to speed here on what you've missed, we're lap 22 of 135 here. Qualifying was pretty uneventful, and the big name of the game right now is turns 1 and 2 at Texas. The cars are extremely tight through, but everybody seems to be keeping everything nice and pretty, even though Corey and Herzog are going side by side here.
And how are our points leaders doing?
Points leaders, as they currently stand, we are looking Ben Harcum in 3rd, Mr. JC John Campbell in 8th, and Matt Harmon in 5th. So as it stands, Harcum is posed to win.
Yes, but they're all right up there in the hunt, so that's fantastic.
That they are, and well, we've been told that turns 1 and 2 are a problem. Of course, you and me have seen how the different the debris, the marble model kind of shows up. Yeah. So I'm curious to see by the time we get near the end of this race how that's going to go, because I've already seen drivers, kind of being careful a bit more when they go out of line than they traditionally will.
I certainly understand that. I'm still, everything I'm seeing is people are struggling with this all over the place. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me a bit. Have we had any cautions yet tonight?
No cautions yet, and I think the prediction is 3.
Hope I didn't just cause one there by bringing it up.
No commentator's curse here. Slaughter, though, fighting with Richie. I have seen a lot of drivers tapping the wall through 4. That's a very, very common thing that I am seeing, though, is drivers exiting wide through 2 and 4 and just drifting up and just slightly tapping the wall like Mr. JC John Campbell almost did there.
He did. It got a little loose on him, which I think that's going to be. I think that's just going to be the model for a while till the drivers sort out this new debris deal. You can't let it drift up like you used to. You know, it's just it's going to be a little different.
Yep, and that was not Herzog there. Who was that? That was somebody hard in the wall, and it's the number 33 there. That is going to be our wonderful friend of who is that actually in that 33 that just absolutely tapped the wall? That's Dewey that tapped the wall there. Kyle Dewey had a big moment there.
By the way, is Howie? Oh yeah, Howie's in the race tonight. Okay.
Yeah, Howie's our race sponsor. So.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if he was racing or if he was just hanging out tonight, but glad to see he's in there.
Yeah, Howie, the race sponsor here, bringing things through, and currently running P11 up 1 on the day, and looking pretty consistent here. Still plenty of laps, so still plenty of positions to earn. But one of the things I just noticed here, Jim, is that Merritt and Bradley have pulled out 6.8 seconds on the rest of the field. Ben Harkham and everyone back. I mean, these two are just flying.
Yeah, they seem to have it hooked up. We'll see how that holds up as this run goes on. See if their tires either maybe they've saved their tires and now that's why they're out to this, or they're pushing hard and their tires are going to give up on them. I guess we'll see.
I have a feeling that it's a bit of tire saving that's coming in, honestly. Maybe not even necessarily from them, but definitely the rest of the field playing that tire saving game. If we look at the last lap times that came across, I mean, they're not that far off in realms of lap time. 32.7s to 32.9s. Well, 33.1 as it comes across for Harkham. So as we watch these lap times refresh here from the last lap, so I don't think there's anything too crazy that's going on that's, really causing them to go way ahead. I think it's just a case of they're being a little bit more consistent lap after lap.
Well, at a track like this, if having some tires at the end of a run is going to make a big difference, because if your tires go on a track like this, you can really fall off the pace. So it's entirely possible. These guys are, smart, and they know that they probably won't have a bunch of cautions on a big old track like this, so they know they need to save their rubber.
Yeah, and it's 3 tire changes across the entire race. So you've got 3 sets of tires in the pits and the tires that are on you here. So, I mean, you've got to go realistically at least 35 laps before you change tires. And even then, 35 is going to be pushing it on that final stint. So,
yeah, well, you certainly want to go as deep as you can so you have the freshest tires possible. Unless you pull a move like they did the other night on us and go 115 laps at Bristol with no tires. Oh, somebody just got in the wall there a little bit, looks like.
That was, I believe, Howie, actually, who got in the wall, if I saw that correctly. So nobody seems to have really lost the car to the wall yet and really lost their handling, but you can see that you hit the wall through the front stretch or out of 2, like I think the number 84 Fisher just did, and you could start to have a little bit of a problem. So you got to be careful here, and marbles are starting to set in on the high side of the corners as we go through. We'll get a good picture here in a second of 1 and 2, but through 3 and 4 there, you could just start to see the marbles on the high line.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there around the top. You can see them for sure, and as right there, look at that. Yeah, they're starting to come in. But it's good that there are some cars at least running up the track some. That way it doesn't groove off to just one groove. Because this is a big racetrack to have that happen on, it's different like the other night at Bristol, how they kind of did that, but this is a big track, so.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where I think you just have to be conscious of it as we go. You really do have to mind the marbles a little bit, and I'm glad to still see 2 or 3 different lines coming in. I see here, there's basically 3 lines that are running right now, and nothing's really, kind of locked in. We haven't locked into that 1 line run yet. Everybody's still working the high line through 3 and 4, dropping low, and then through 1 and 2, it's kind of low and mid that's really came in and running.
Yeah, and marbles aside, I'm watching Howie there, and his back end's all over the place there. So I don't know that was the marbles that got him up in the wall. I think his rear tires may be fading a little bit on him.
Yeah, and we're probably near the end of a tire run, honestly, if I had to guess. So we might be at that point where the tires are just kind of gone, and it's really time to start thinking about getting out of those tires and into a new set.
Yeah, I would think so. At this point in time, they're probably starting to think about green flag pit stops. Of course, you never want to be the first guy to make a green flag pit stop.
You really don't, but someone's got to do it, and I'm curious to see who. And usually it's Al Corey that we see to be the first one to make those green flag pit stops. So we'll keep our eyes through. Somebody's going to do it soon, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll run it a lot longer than 35 laps and try to just hold a set through. I don't really know what the tire run is on Texas here, so I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what, Matt Harmon has dropped back quite a bit. It might be worth a gamble for him to stop early and try to undercut and get some fresh rubber on that car. He's dropped all the way back to 16th place right now.
Yeah, Harmon, I don't know if Harmon got in the wall or what happened, but he's way back there. Al Corey here, Jeff Slaughter on your screen, going side by side into turn one. Corey to the inside, Slaughter to the outside, and it is going to be Al Corey who just works that low line through, but Slaughter's going to try to give him the run through the middle of the corner on the exit of 2 here. Slaughter will just settle back in, and Corey holds mid and then is just going to come up high and hold onto that place, and we'll see if Slaughter can set him back up for another pass, but I mean, that was a clean run through, and these two are going to go back and forth for a good chunk of the night, but they're still 14 seconds off of Thumbstick's Merit in the lead.
Man, I tell you what, when I found out that he drove with a thumbstick controller, I couldn't believe it. He was so fast that first night I saw him. I just absolutely could not believe he was driving with a thumbstick controller. You would never have any idea. There's guys out there with $10,000 sim rigs, and he's out there whipping them with a thumbstick controller. That's amazing.
When I started in iRacing, that's originally how I ran iRacing, was on a little laptop that I bought for college and an Xbox controller. That was how I started. Now, of course, I've upgraded to a wheel and different things, but yeah, it goes to show that if you want to get in sim racing and you're disciplined, you can make it work. And Thumbstick's Merit really knows how to make it work sometimes. And somebody else who knows how to make it work is that In-N-Out 57 of Herzog, who has ran on Woo into the wall in the backstretch, and has Crutchley catching up.
Man, he is, he's run, Herzog's run, every time I've seen him, Woo got back into the wall again. I love that vanilla wafers paint scheme he's got on there. He's bumped the wall a couple times there. I think his tires may be gone, or going fast. He's definitely slowing up. Yeah, I think we're at that point, man. There's a lot of these cars sliding around now. I think somebody's going to have to make a move here.
I think Woo's got a bit of right front damage there, honestly, from that hit to the wall. We'll see, does Woo decide to dive it in here as we check out behind Woo? This is Fisher and Emmert that are battling, and behind them they do, of course, have one Mr. Michael Seymour that is trying to get into the company as well. This mid-backpack is really, really feisty with each other, and up front here, Al Corey, Slaughter, and one Mr. J.C. John Campbell have gotten really, really close and competitive as well. They've really got this race wound up. Even though they are spread out throughout the entire track, I mean, we have Merritt who's getting ready to start lapping Harmon and Burroughs back there in the back, almost a full lap. We still have some really good battles here through the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Matt Harmon, man. He was, I think he was in like 5th place when I joined the broadcast booth, and he must have hit the wall or something. You don't. Even if his tires went away, you don't go that far back, So I don't. It's got to be something like that, which is unfortunate.
This was the last lap. What Matt Harmon did there, bumping the wall. on the exit of 4 and then running through the infield a little bit here. This was just a couple laps ago, but it gives me an idea that the handling in that car is gone. He hasn't been in the pits yet, but he's not handling well. And who pulls the trigger for a pit stop? None other than our race sponsor, Howie Burroughs.
Well, yeah, he wants everybody to see the anime, the Bomber Girls on his car there tonight. He's obviously this is the Bomber Girl 200, I believe it is, and apparently Howie's a big anime fan.
Howie is a big anime fan here in the pits, getting that Bomber Girl car serviced around and out. A very quick pit stop there for Howie, but it does look like only took 2 tires. Rogers, Wu, and Harmon following in the lead the next lap going in. Yeah, so I'm curious. 2 tires or 4, but we do have Thumbsticks and Sean Bradley in the pits here. Curious to see if Tyler Merritt takes 2 tires, 4 tires. Sean Bradley takes 2 tires, 4 tires. What the plan is going to be here.
Well, Tyler had enough of a lead that he can get 2 tires for free. He had about a 6 or 7 second lead there. He can get 2 of them for free, so he can put 4 on. Everybody else put 2, and they'll just be equal.
And it is going to be 4 tires there for Thumbstick. Sean Bradley taking 4 tires as well, exiting right on the back there. But Tyler's going to very quickly slam that accelerator pedal, get around here. Ben Harcum into the pits there to see what Harcum decides to do. So right now the lead is relegated to Justin Ritchie as we start our pit stop cycles. But you might as well just hold on to your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to get very, very mixed up very quick. And this is probably the most dangerous time of this race here.
It absolutely is right here. This is where you can ruin your race. I mean, you really can.
This is one of those things that I tend to find that drivers don't practice near enough. Drivers will go out and do, an out lap and then pit in, but they don't tend to, run a full stint and then practice that green flag pit stop and get back out.
I certainly don't practice it enough either. And it's so important, oh boy, both those cars are loose. Slaughter and John Campbell there.
It's going to be like that this entire race, which is funny because I was told the complete opposite, that the cars were extremely tight through 1 and 2. But it seems like it's just snap loose on the exit.
Well, a lot of times it could be a tight loose situation where the car's tight and they're fighting it, and all of a sudden it catches and snaps loose on them too. And to us, it just appears like the car's snapping loose, but it could really be snapping loose because it's tight and they're fighting it so hard.
And it's one of the weirdest things as a driver whenever you're trying to kind of get the feel of a car, get, the understanding of how your car is handling, and you have that weird snap tight loose situation that you just can't figure out. That's
absolutely the worst. That tight snap loose situation, that is the worst. I can drive one tight and I can drive one loose, but I'll tell you what, when you can't depend on what your car is going to do, that's when it gets scary.
Yeah, you really need that consistency and that, that reliance of your car underneath you to hold itself and stay solid. That's what really, really can make a driver drive fast. And it's one of the things that impresses me with Thumbsticks so much is, we see Thumbsticks run around here and he is very consistent on that, but he doesn't have that same feedback that you would get from a wheel.
No.
But that was a bump there with the 84.
No.
That was a little bit of a moment there between him and Ward Fisher.
Yeah, and by the way, John Campbell's in the pit right now, and Crutchley is also in the pit.
I wish I could pull up a picture-in-picture so we could keep our eyes on pit lane while we're going here up front, because Thumbsticks and Sean Bradley, this is really our battle for the lead here as they go side by side.
Yes, it is.
The exit 4, hold on to it. Sean Bradley within about a quarter of an inch of that wall on the exit of 4 and come through. They're side by side for another lap here. Tell you what, Jim, this is some of the closest racing we've had so far this race.
Yeah, they're well, a lot of times when those tires start to go, it kind of equalizes everything out, and sometimes you do see closer racing because the cars kind of level out, and somebody who's maybe setup was a little better or felt a little better, it all balances out, and they end up running together. You get more pack racing, but that's the least time you want to be near somebody is when your tires are gone.
And you're watching them just snake through traffic at this point as they have those fresh tires and they're running through. I mean, they're just snaking around cars as best as they can. They're going to come up here real quick to Marty Rogers to put Marty Rogers a second lap down, I believe, here as they go through. That's going to be Merritt to the inside, Sean Bradley to the inside, and Rogers is just going to hold that high line, let him go, and say, you know what? But then Sean Bradley taps the wall, and they keep things going. Tex Nichols into the pits here. Of course, the full series sponsor is Tex Nichols and Nichols Oil Pros. If you are in the U.S. and you need some good oil, some good fluids for your vehicle, be sure to check out his website and place an order. I personally get all of my vehicles oil, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, brake fluid, etc. through his service, and good shipping, good pricing, and good support as well. I've asked him several questions, sent him a DM and said, hey, I got this vehicle, I'm looking at doing this, what do you recommend? Answers it, and then we get it on the way.
So, I just realized this was the first race that you and I did together. It was. Because I remember you talking about getting your fluids from him for your cars, and so I went and checked the website out after we got off the air that night, and so that was a little shot into the wall right there.
That was the 405 of Emmert there.
Oh,
into the wall.
Oh wow!
I think just trying to stay out of the way of Merritt and Bradley as they go side by side.
Yeah, those guys are racing hard. So, am I reading this correctly? That we have what, like 8 guys on the lead lap now?
Yep. After the green flag cycle, we have only 9 drivers on the lead lap. Soon to be 8 drivers, because right there, the green crop car is Cameron Kane that you see. Richie's now coming through the pits here, so Richie goes a lap down. So 8 cars on the lead lap after the first green flag cycle.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I got to feel like maybe a couple of guys, their strategy may have failed them there a little bit, like I said, I don't know what's going on with Harmon, if he damaged his car, but if it was just tires, I would have taken a swing at it, being that I'm third and, trying to dig my way into a championship. I would have taken a chance there. I'd have taken a gamble. I can't blame John Campbell for not taking a gamble. He stayed out and rode it as long as he could, hoping for a green flag. For a yellow flag, obviously.
Yeah, and right now, as it stands, Harcum is going to win over Campbell in that championship. Again, Harmon kind of the outside looking in there, just hoping for something to swing his way, but as it stands, not going to be his day to run here. Harcum looking in a very good position there with over, 15 seconds between Harcum and one Mr. JC John Campbell right now, I believe, separating them.
Let's see. 15, 16 seconds.
That's a
50. Yeah,
it's a big difference.
14, about 14. Yeah, but that's not, it's not that big of a deal if at some point in time a caution comes out and they're going to close the field back up, and then he's 2 cars behind him. Yeah, so at this point, it's it's not the end of the world. As long as they stay on the same lap, I think Campbell's right where he wants to be. He's not one to want to run up front all night. That's not really his style at all. He's one of those guys that just kind of, hovers around there, and then all of a sudden he appears towards the end of the race.
Yeah, he's one that you never really count out as we go. And look at this. We have Richie and that is Tyler Merritt battling there. And that is Richie fighting to unlap himself here. He's the first car lap down, and it looks like he is actually going to unlap himself here on Sean Bradley. He's found a bit of pace, and he is going to be looking to unlap, and then that is going to be Justin Ritchie that is going to start going on the charge here in 8th place. So we'll go from 7 cars on the lead lap to 8 cars on the lead lap, and then Cameron Kane just up ahead.
Yeah, that is some pace. I guess his strategy is going to work out if he can stay on the lead lap. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
let's see. Tyler Merritt last lap.
Again, yeah.
32.6. Justin Ritchie last lap. 31.5.
Wow. And we know how fast Merritt is all the time.
Yep.
So that to be almost a full second faster than him, that's hauling the mail right there.
I think that's how quick the tires are scrubbing, though, and how quick they're kind of losing that front edge grip. Because the thing is, if you look, I mean, Justin Ritchie waited till lap 54 to pit, and Sean Bradley and Tyler Merritt pit 10 laps earlier on lap 44. We're lap 62 now, so I think that's how much the difference of that tire delta is.
Yeah, that's true. 10 laps could be a lot. That's probably a third of the good part of the tire wear on these things. So, yeah, that's wow. That'll make you think about strategy coming to the end of the race, won't it?
Yeah, it will. As we're lap 63 of 135. Green flag pit stop started about lap 42, 44, 45. Some people went all the way into the 50s here, so if we keep running green flag, it's gonna get interesting as we continue along here. Lap 64 now. And to tell you what, Jim, I'd be thinking about pitting a little bit later than on this second pit stop.
Yeah. If they have access to this information, or they have somebody spotting for them that can give them this information, it would definitely change my strategy. If I could, if you can be a second faster by holding off, 8-10 laps or something, it might be worth it. Because eventually the tires are going to equalize, and they don't get that much worse. So, having 10 lap fresher tires, being a second faster at the end of this race could mean a lot.
Yeah, you get that bonus, and then, like you said, they equalize out, and you kind of, once they scrub out so far, they just don't really scrub out to be much worse than what you have. Like, it's not like not a linear sort of tire dag. It's very...
No, not at all, yeah.
Yeah, it's very whatever the other version is.
Quite the opposite of that. Yeah, it's almost like an S curve. It starts out, they wear kind of quickly right off the bat because you wear that really good off of them. And then they kind of level out, and then they degrade a little bit more, and then they really level out. And then they're tough, but they're the same over another 10 or 15 laps without much change at all.
Ooh, out Corey hard in the wall there on the exit of 4. Even goes back into the infield a little bit. So Corey was battling with Richie Herzog Campbell, and he's going to drop back here, and that's going to let Herzog kind of breathe for a moment here. But JC John Campbell right behind, not a lot of breathing room, but maybe just enough for the moment.
Well, he's I think he knows that Campbell's not going to push him too hard right now. He knows how Campbell's driving style, and he knows what John's playing for tonight too. So, I think they all feel pretty comfortable with John Campbell behind him. He's not he's not somebody who's just going to ride your bumper so hard that it makes you constantly drive with your mirror.
Yeah, he's not going to give you a Kyle Busch treatment, that's for sure. He
No, he definitely won't do that. It's funny now, we've turned it into a Kyle Busch treatment. It used to be a Dale Earnhardt treatment.
Yeah.
Earnhardt would ride your bumper so hard that you had to drive in your mirror more than out your windshield. And now it's Kyle Busch that's become that guy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think who's one of the more tame drivers that doesn't really give you a problem.
Well, the way the points now are set up in NASCAR, they reward all that aggressive behavior to try to win races. It means so much to win now and to win those, like the different stages and whatnot. It rewards aggressiveness, and whereas the old style of NASCAR did not. It was the opposite. And Earnhardt was, one of those guys that he drove different than most of those people back then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Good drive. Here, I would love to know, what he'd think of NASCAR now, but I feel like that's a
it wouldn't be good.
It'd be something.
Yeah, he'd have opinions for sure.
Oh boy, wouldn't he? But I think it'd be okay. Cameron Kane, I think, is coming for a green flag pit stop here. Yeah, there's a second green flag pit stop for Cameron Kane here, lap 71, pulling
that's early, but that's not not ridiculously out of. And he was in kind of dropping back, so he maybe he's taking a stab at it and gonna maybe get him some tires, and if yellow comes out, he can stay out and make a lap up, and who knows.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's one of those.
I mean, we're not that far off. I mean, we're 10 laps away from people starting to really make pit stops, so we're not that far off.
Yeah, I think that's a good old gamble is what I think that one is. That's that classic let's gamble, and the worst that happens is I'm back where I already was. So, I mean, he was already down, right. I think at least one lap, if not two. So, I mean, that's one of those. I mean, worst that happens is I'm where I already was.
Yeah, I think he was down one. I think he's down two now, but I think he was down one. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't happening for him. Wasn't happening for him anyway. So might as well take a swing at it and try something different. Yeah, which I like that. I mean, if the race not going your way, you might as well try something different.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen it work out for drivers too.
Sure.
Real life sim racing, drivers take that gamble, and I mean, when it pays off big. So,
well, you and I saw a huge gamble the other night.
You're not wrong. You can say that again,
man. 115 laps without changing tires at Bristol Motor Speedway to win a championship with the championship on the line. Man, that took a set. I'm not going to lie to you.
I wouldn't have done it. I'm just going to flat out say it. I wouldn't have done it.
Hey, no way. There's no way I would have risked that with the championship on the line. But maybe that's why I hadn't won one yet.
Yeah, I ain't won one either, but that's yeah. I also end up in the booth a little bit more than a race, so.
That was impressive, so impressive.
It was. I don't know if we'll see something like that again, honestly, because that, you said it best. It took some guts.
Yeah. Very impressive, and and with somebody battling somebody the level of Herzog, I mean, and it in the end it looked like it was gonna. I mean, they were within two positions of the championship changing hands, so it was crazy, is what it was. The whole thing was what a fantastic. Again, just another fantastic triple bypass. Championship, just like this one. Two guys tied going into the final race of the season, and another guy lurking in third that can win the championship too.
I've come to expect nothing less from triple bypass than absolute nail-biter championships. As the championship stands right now, it is going to be Harcum who will pull this out over JC John Campbell by 3 points here. Matt Harmon not in contention for this, down in 15th place. Harmon would need something absolutely abysmal to happen to really swing it back his way.
I love this camera angle right here. Really gives you some perspective on how these even what you don't think of as high bank tracks, how much the banking really affects. This is a great camera angle. I love it.
And James said it earlier, it's very significant banking here.
Oh yeah.
Here at Texas, it's more than I kind of ever expected, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that if you watch it on these, static type cameras, it just doesn't appear to be that banked, especially right here, like through the tri-oval. There's a lot more banking here than you realize. And, it's, well, there you go. You can see it right there. These guys are, it wears on your tires differently than these flatter tracks. It's these cars ride so much on that back and that right front tire, especially when they start pushing.
I tell you what, when you start pushing, you're going to feel that right front go out very quickly. It won't last any time.
Oh no. No, you can. It feels like it's running across a cheese grater.
It's rough. It's one of those things. I mean, it is rough, and if you're not careful, it can produce some big problems for you if you push a little bit too hard, and then you got to dial it back, and then all of a sudden you're way off the pace. You're getting passed, and it just makes your day really, really challenging as you go here. We're watching.
Of course. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're watching Harcum here, who's coming up on lap traffic now with Burroughs, Harmon, and a little bit of a run there between Burroughs, and now look at Harcum just very bravely dropping that car through on the front stretch, trying to get through that lap traffic quick, and Thumbsticks Merritt into the pit here.
And we're on lap, 81, so yeah, he's in a wee bit early. But, again, he's, of course, he never returned all the way to the front after changing those tires. He lost that lead he had, and got back up to second, but he never got back up there all the way. Maybe his car didn't like that set of tires, but that can happen too.
Yeah, and he lost it to Sean Bradley here. Sean Bradley into the pits now as we go through. That will exchange the lead out to Harcum for now.
They pitted together last time, didn't they?
They did within a lap of each other. I think it was actually inverted, though, how they did it last time. I think Sean Bradley pit first and then Thumbsticks, and this time it was Thumbsticks, now Sean Bradley.
I was just noticing, of course, I didn't get here for the start of the race, so I missed some of the, facts and stuff. I'm looking up here. Am I reading this right, that the track temperature is 107 degrees?
I'll tell you what, let's double check here. We are, of course, in Texas, 88-degree air temp and 109-degree track temp. You are indeed seeing that correct. That
okay.
That's rough.
So, yeah, well, that's just going to make them all that much slicker, That kind of heat, that helps wear these tires down pretty fast. So, let's see if we... Everybody's going to be good, though. These guys pitting at 80 laps, they've got 2 sets left in the pits. In theory, they need one more set, and they could, go from there. So, one more set puts them pitting at about, with 15, 20 to go. So, I think they're fine on tires.
Yeah,
In fact, I think you won't see anybody use all their tires unless they're taking a really crazy gamble or something, or a caution gets, throws a little weird wrench in there or something.
Yeah, which isn't totally impossible. We'll just have to keep our eyes on it and see what happens.
Not at all. Not at all. You get a caution here around 90, 95 laps, and, these guys will probably come in and freshen those tires up just to be on the freshest rubber, since they do have an extra set.
Yeah, and not a bad decision there. Even if you did just pit, as Thumbsticks and Bradley did here, I'd still, even if it's 10, 15 laps on the tires, I'd still pit in, and go ahead and take the fresh tires, because, nothing bad's going to happen to you, honestly, to take a fresh set of tires. I don't think, anyways.
No, I agree. I'm looking at Campbell pitted on lap 49 last time, where Harcum pitted on 45. And obviously there's a gap between them of a good distance on track. I don't know if I would, if I were Campbell, if I would stay out hoping for a caution and let Harcum pit, or if I'd want to try to undercut him and do some damage with some fresher tires. It's a interesting strategy for Campbell to figure out what he's going to do there, because it's all, Harcum's holding all the cards right now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Campbell won't just try to stay out a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know what the best decision would be there for Campbell, because he's got that 12-second difference there. Even if he took a short pit stop, took 2 tires, and then ran it through, just change out right sides and then absolutely send it. I mean, that would save him a little bit of time, gain him a few seconds back in the pit stop, but would it be worth it? Would he see that much of a gain in the tires?
Well, I don't think right sides would be a horrible gamble here. We kept hearing the other night that 2 tires didn't work at Bristol and all that, but every time somebody took 2 tires, it worked. So, and I think it'd be less impactful here at Texas. So I don't think 2 tires would be the worst gamble. For Campbell, it would certainly make up, 6 or 8 seconds, which would help if this thing goes green all the way. Okay, well here's Harcum right here.
Harcum in the pits. JC John Campbell is coming off a 2 here, so I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's getting 4.
Okay.
Harcum's getting 4, so which I fully expected him to. But now this would be a good shot if like I said, if Campbell's got somebody telling him what's going on, he comes in, takes 2, he makes up 6, 8, 10 seconds on Harcum there. Ooh, man.
Don Bradley and Herzog getting a little bit of a tap through 1 and 2 there. Herzog goes back high. Bradley comes back down low. And, this is a battle for 3rd place overall. The difference is Sean Bradley's pit. Mark Herzog hasn't.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think Herzog kind of slid up into him just a little bit there. No, I don't think any damage was done. But, I think Herzog's tires are getting a little slick, and because obviously Bradley's pulling away from him now. Want to get as far away from that as he can.
Don't blame him a bit here. And this, these 2 right here on the screen, this is Thumbsticks and Sean Bradley. This is your battle for the race win. But again, that championship battle is between Campbell and Harcum.
What's funny is, first round of pit stops, they swap spots. Second round of pit stops, they swap spots back. Merritt was leading early, and then Bradley took it, and now Merritt's got it back.
Yeah, but I think the thing that might hurt Thumbsticks is it looks like Thumbsticks has repaired that right side damage. So I have a feeling that he took his fast repair on that last pit stop cycle, and that might be where he's gotten a little bit of his pace back. So he's just got to keep that nose clean, because if he gets any damage, he's in trouble. And JC John Campbell into the pits here. Let's see what he does. Right side's up. Our left side's going to go up. Sure looks like it. Yep. Yeah, he's taking 4 tires.
Yeah, he took 4.
I don't blame him.
He might not be a gambling man,
And the thing is, too, he's past lap 93, so, if you think about it, going from 93 to 135 might be doable on the set of tires. He might just be looking to take a whole pit stop out of the cycle and go to the end.
You know what? He could. Yeah, I mean, that's only, 40, 43, 40, what? I can't math. I'm from Louisiana. I can't math.
41 laps is what we'll say.
41 laps.
Oh, there's a caution.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
who has not pitted? Richie has not pitted. Slaughter has not pitted.
Well, Slaughter was trying to pit, and that's what brought our caution out.
Oh, my goodness. By the way, I know that's the 88 car tonight. You don't have to even tell me. Yeah, so, okay.
And Howie Burroughs had a moment here in the pit. Howie, what? How did Howie end up in this situation? Keep going. Well, looks like Howie just absolutely lost the car into the pit lane.
Yeah, I think that was, he wasn't trying to pit there. I think he was, my guess is he just lost it and it happened to go down pit lane.
What it looks like, at least. So, all right, here's the big thing. Who hasn't pit? Justin Ritchie, Jeff Slaughter, Ward Fisher, Marty Rogers, Ben Harkham. Ben Harkham has pit. Michael Seymour.
Yeah.
But Bradley and Merritt had just pit a few laps ago, and I think as you said, they're just going to go ahead and take the fresh tires anyways. Why not?
Okay, now if you're... So, yeah, they're coming in. So if you're John Campbell, you stay out here and take the track position?
I mean, he had just pit right before, so it does look like JC's staying out. Take the track position. That's a good choice is what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is showing...
Because I think at this point, now that everybody's going to pit again, the guys that had pitted 10 laps ago, everybody's going to the end from here. But all the contenders, anyway.
Yeah. No reason to not to at this point. You can make 40 laps.
No, it's easy.
Yeah, the first stint was at least 45.
Laps. Right. Right. The shortest stint that anybody ran on that first set was 40. So, yeah. So, yeah, they can easily make it from here. So, yeah, JC, though, he's got track position. We'll see if he's been hiding any pace.
Tell you what, we got a race on our hands here is what I'm looking at.
Yeah?
We got a race on our hands here.
Yeah, we got the two. We're going to have the 2 points leaders right up there in good track position.
Ben Harkham looks like it's showing me Ben
So
Harkham
stayed out. Yeah, he stayed out.
This is going to be interesting. Now we're going to start waving cars through.
So he pitted at 88, and and John Campbell pitted at 91. So there's no difference there, really.
No, I think the big issue is John Campbell is the first car lap down, so that's going to really hurt him there.
Oh, it will, because he's going to get the lucky dog, but he's going to have to start at the end of the longest line.
Yep. So looks like he's been dropped back to 12th place here on the lineup. I don't think he actually got the lucky dog. I think it went to Fisher. I think if we had another caution right after this, he'd get the lucky dog. But right now he'll be in 11th place, a lap down. That hurts.
Oh my goodness! No. Oh man, that's. Wow, that's right there what you absolutely fear on those green flag pit stops.
And that's going to put Ben Harkham. Ben Harkham's going to take the lead here off the restart as we come out of 4. So it'll be Harkham, Bradley, Merritt, your top 3 with Ritchie there in 4th. Harkham takes control through the Geico restart zone. Green flag running. Here we go. And you see JC John Campbell back there a lap down. And we just got to go. Bradley and Merritt have been fighting for the win the whole time, but Harkham wants a championship, and if he's going to get away with it, now's the time.
Yeah, he is, he's certainly sitting in the proverbial driver's seat now. Yeah, wow, I'm still shocked by that. I thought it was going to work out for Campbell, and it was so the opposite, as it turns out. Oh, man. Craziness. Exciting, but crazy.
I was not expecting that. We come through Merritt and Harkham side by side here. Thumbsticks Merritt will get back up in the lead. Harkham says, you know what, go through. I'm racing for a championship, and I'm going to keep my nose clean here. But, hey, he's still a driver. I think he's going to fight for a race win here. He's trying to put a little pressure on Thumbsticks as they go through, but he's not able to do it.
It looked like he was going to slip up there for a second. At this point, I don't think you fight for the lead right now. You get another 20 laps in and you see where Campbell's at and what Campbell's situation is, then maybe you get up there and fight for the race win. right now you just got to protect that championship because that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not about winning this race; it's about winning a season-long championship.
And if you are Ben Harkham, I mean, you fought all season through. You've got 1 win, 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s with 11 races run. You might as well just let it go. Oh, thumbsticks wiggling there. Oh, Sean Bradley. Oh, and they go through. Sean Bradley gets the lead. All right, well, my blood pressure just spiked a little bit. Side by side they go. Thumbstick still on the inside there.
I'm pretty sure both. I'm sure both of them did. I'm sure Merritt was thinking, "Oh no, we got a caution."
I don't actually know what for. I see a lot of people moving slow. Let's see if we can find what for here.
John
There's
Campbell.
What for.
Oh,
that was Marty Rogers and Kyle Dewey getting together through 2.
Well, so is that going to bring John Campbell back to the party, or?
I don't know if it'll be Campbell or not.
No, it's not. Crutchley is in front of him. But that's on, well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm not sure there, but I'm curious if anyone's going to pit this time through. One thing I will say is cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, they do. Especially when you start this late in the race, people are starting to race hard, guys that aren't in the championship battle are trying to get up front and try to win a race. And yeah, it looks like Crutchley's ahead of him on track, so Campbell's coming in.
Yeah, he's going to take a fresh set of tires here just because,
yeah,
and Harkin's in as well.
Well, it didn't hurt him to do that at this point.
Yeah, not at all. We'll see.
So obviously Crutchley would have stayed out to get the lucky dog, right?
Yeah, I would think so, that Naj would stay out for the lucky dog here as he goes around. Thumbsticks is registered in the lead, so yeah, Crutchley is last driver on the lead lap here. Slaughter comes out a lap down. Campbell's in the pits here. Dewey's in the pits. Looks like things will be a little bit mixed up here. Harkham, Herzog, Rogers in the pits. It's hard to tell who's going to be where, but tell you what, let's while we're under this caution, Jim, let's talk to our race sponsor here, Howie Burroughs.
Yes, let's do that. I want to find out what Howie, Jim Cunningham up in the booth. How you doing, man?
I would be doing good, but Texas is a curse. The court curses have happened to me today. I could go for hours.
So tell me about that trip you took down pit road there a few minutes ago.
Well, I obviously just, my front right was 20%, so that car wasn't slowing for anything. And I get a pit lane penalty. And then the real disaster is that I'm literally approaching my pit box to try and serve it. And before I stop, the yellow comes out. And that invalidates your ability to serve it. So now I had to wait for the next green to then serve it. Here we are. Welcome to Texas.
Oh.
I hate it here.
Yep.
Texas ain't that bad. Come on now.
Oh, Howie, I feel for you.
20% before. I hate it.
Oh,
well,
boy.
Aside from taking a wild ride down pit road a couple times there, we just wanted to check in with you and thank you for sponsoring tonight's race. It's obviously a big race tonight with the championship on the line, and we've got a lot of drama building for the championship, so it's very interesting. And I just wanted to thank you and see how you're doing.
Well, I started well at the start of the first run, and then my tire wear just dropped me off a cliff, and I was running right at the back. This is like a reverse backwards track. I don't really know how they do it, to be honest.
Left turns.
Oh, Howie, you're the best. That's why I'm so glad we checked in with you. I knew you were going to be fired up. All right, y'all are about... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Howie, you're about to go green. Good luck on the restart.
I'll do my best. I'll get these laps back somehow.
Good luck.
I tell you what, Howie is always a joy.
I love Howie. I've worked with Howie a few times. Oh man, Howie is a piece of work, to say the least. Love he's so funny. I knew he was going to be wound up there when you said grab him. I was so excited that you were going to go in and visit.
Howie always makes things fun and picked a good race to sponsor, so shout out Howie Burroughs here. But as we go back green, I tell you what, all eyes going up front here because Sean Bradley did not get the run on thumbsticks here. It's actually going to be Richie Harcum here. And Sean Bradley, they're going to be battling Harcum up into 4th place as they stand. JC John Campbell still a lap down in 12th, drops down to the 3rd car, a lap down, the last of the 1 lap down cars. We've got battles everywhere as they go. Herzog here running with Rogers, Richie and Sean Bradley sorting things out. Al Corey's under pressure. Tell you what, they're going to get things going quick. Lap 106 and 135 in the books.
Yeah, I mean, Harcum is running a fantastic race, and I'm not rooting against Harcum in any way, but I did want to see a little tighter battle towards the end. But I got to believe that where Campbell is at and the guys that are in front of him with Slaughter and Dewey, there's some tough cars, and I don't know if he's can get back up there to get a lucky dog, and if he's even going to get the opportunity to get a lucky dog. I don't know. I'm hoping for for something super exciting to happen, but I'm not rooting against Harcum either because he certainly deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long, hard-fought season when you look at the points. I mean, each have 1 win. JC John Campbell, 10 top 10s, 3 top 5s. Ben Harcum, 9 top 10s, 5 top 5s. So, I mean, they fought hard to get to this point, and realistically, whichever driver wins, very well deserved here. But it would be cool to see them go side by side into the final corner on the final lap and really fight that one out. A little bit closer of a run, but everyone has their day. And I'm going to quote Howie Burroughs here, and as they said, "I hate Texas." Might be JC John Campbell's wonderful saying here at the end of this race. The Aussie might decide that Texas is not a place to visit.
Well, I'll tell you, he's another one. Every time you pop in the car with John Campbell, man, he's always fun, and he's always I've never really seen him bummed out, no matter what his situation was. He's just he's always just fun and entertaining and typical Australian, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, typical Australian.
Plus, I mean, they're all always happy. I mean, all the ones that we work with doing broadcasting, they're always, they're just always happy and fun-loving. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I enjoy it. So, shout out to all the Australians who are always in a good mood and always have a good joke to say.
They do. They do always have a good joke to say. Well, I'll tell you, John's right, those 2 guys they're right ahead. They're right ahead. Oh, that's right in front of all of them. Campbell's. I mean, he's right on Slaughter's rear end here. Man, I so want to see a battle at the end. I'm just rooting for him to get back on the lead lap so bad.
Yeah, we're down to 25 to go, and the only thing that makes me nervous is you've got this big old pack here. So this is Corey, Slaughter, Dewey, Fisher, Emmert, all of them together here with JC John Campbell at the rear of this pack. I mean, they are absolutely running. You saw Corey kind of get into the bumper there of Rogers as they went. Up here in the front, Harcum's going to get on the inside of Bradley. Richie and Herzog back behind them are going to swap places. So top 5 are kind of alternating things out. Thumbsticks isn't able to really pull a run here. Herzog again going to dive to the inside. Him and Richie switch places one more time as they go around. But keep your eye on that big pack here in the back that starts with Marty Rogers, because they are going from basically single file to 3 wide back to single file out of nowhere.
And it wasn't that long ago that Rogers was in some trouble, spinning sideways down the front stretch there. I guess he used his fast repair. But this big pack scares me if I'm John Campbell for sure. But as long as they're bunched up like that, he's close to the people he needs to get by.
I think drivers are getting to the point here, Jim, where they're starting to pull the gloves off. They're starting to really just kind of say, you know what? We're going to get the positions now. We've made it down. We're within, 22 laps to go. We might as well just go ahead, take the gloves off, stop pulling the kitty punches, and start really swinging for this final race.
That certainly shouldn't surprise us then that the old In-N-Out Burger car is climbing towards the front. He seems to do that. He seems to do that, man. And that being said, Harcum is just riding up there in second place, staying right up at the front of the pack, doing a great job. Championship leader right now, and he's driving a fantastic race.
Yeah, Harcum's very quickly going to be challenging for the race win here. 21 laps to go. Corey's still battling it out with Rogers as they go through. We're going to jump back up front really quick here with Harcum, because Harcum and Thumbsticks are getting ready to go side by side. It's been Merritt and Bradley the whole time. Now we're going to have some Merritt and Harcum battles here. Harcum says, you know what? I don't just want the championship. I want the championship and the win here on the final race. Why not? All or nothing here in the great Lone Star State, Texas, and look at Thumbsticks. That is, that's some aggressive blocking down low.
Well, I think that the part of the reason that you're seeing Harcum up there running for the race lead is because I think he trusts Merritt not to wreck him. I think everything I've seen of Merritt this year, he's a clean driver and he's extremely fast. So I don't think Harcum feels like he's risking his championship to get up there.
Yeah.
Plus, if I'm being honest, doesn't he still have his fast repair?
He probably does. I don't know when he would use it. And, something we always brag on Triple Bypass about being clean, respectful racers. So that's how you get this really hard, good racing, is because they know how to race each other. They know that, somebody's not going to get a little mad that they're getting passed and spin someone. They're going to, leave the room, make it hard.
Well, and, again, these guys have battled all season. They know who's safe and who's not, which most of these guys are. This whole entire league is nothing but good, clean racing all over the place.
Yeah, it
doesn't matter the car, from late models to Xfinity to next gen. It doesn't matter. They run clean everywhere.
GT3s, I've seen them run the GT3, GT4 series, and have some good racing there.
Yep.
So it's how they are as a community. It's it's my favorite thing about them. Man, I feel bad for JC John Campbell here in 12th place.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Yeah, he's in trouble. His Slaughter's pulling away from him. His hopes are dwindling fast. Unfortunately for John. I mean, second place is a great run. I'm sure that's not what he wanted coming into tonight, but his chances are certainly slipping away at this point.
Indeed, and as he comes through, Rogers with a tap of the wall there on the exit of 2. Marty Rogers managing to keep that car under control, but somebody didn't, and I don't want to.
It's still not gonna be Campbell though. Oh, look at that! Is that Howie?
That is Howie Burroughs. What has Howie Burroughs found himself into here?
Oh my goodness, Howie!
Oh. Howie and Naj. Let's take a look at this here. So Naj goes down, Howie drops, and there's the tap to the rear bumper. And from there, these cars can slide so much, but for Howie, it's not going to go. And let's just really quick remind you who today's race sponsor is. It is one Howie Burroughs. So thank you, Howie, for sponsoring today's race. And
there's a hood. There's a hood for your troubles.
Maybe take the hood home, hang it up on the wall.
I love Howie, man. I really do. I'm only laughing in just because he's such a great person. Howie's a great person.
Agreed.
Oh man. So what do we got going on here?
Pit lane's busy.
Obviously. Yeah, not Harcum, though, I wouldn't think. No, Tyler stayed out. Herzog stayed out. Bradley stayed out. John Campbell was not in a position. Although he has stayed out, but Slaughter's still ahead of him. So,
and it looks like Slaughter has gotten that wave around through. So,
yep. Golly. Well, Dewey pitted. Dewey was also ahead of him, but Dewey wasn't going to get the wave around, so he pitted. I guess John is staying out in hopes that we get a quick caution and he can get his lap back right here.
I mean, cautions do breed caution,
it could happen. I mean, it's the end of the race. They're gonna be fighting all over the place out here, so it could happen.
Yeah, we'll go green with about 12 to go here, so that will I mean, that'll make things kind of interesting when we go green 12 to go. That'll if we do have a quick turnaround caution on that, I mean, that would put, if Campbell can hold off Dewey here on the restart, that would put him, in a good enough position.
I tell you what, you would think that I'm a conspiracy theorist with all the scenarios that I've come up with to try to get JC back on the lead lap, but I promise I'm not. Yeah, that's. But he's put himself in the situation where it could possibly happen.
I don't think you're a conspiracy theorist. I think you've watched enough racing in your time to really know. So that's where I'm at with it. And again, James said this earlier. I'm an American that's a Formula One fan. And I am going to very quickly say I survived Abu Dhabi in 2021. So if that says anything, I don't know what else could.
Right. Yeah, that's That says it all, doesn't it? Not a whole lot different than the way things are going these days around there, it seems like.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. So maybe when Cadillac shows up, things will actually get on their P's and Q's. But again, I hold no faith.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of motor racing.
Cadillac is a prime example of what's wrong with Formula One. They denied them entry because they didn't like Michael Andretti. They didn't like Michael Andretti. And then as soon as he bails out, all of a sudden, now they can come on in. And somebody's even come out and said that they thought it was personal. But that's a story for another time. Let's get back to the green flag here.
Yeah, we're going to go green flag here. Thumbsticks wiggles hard on the restart. Look at that. Tyler Merritt had no grip, holds up that entire outside line, and Harcum says, "Thank you very much. I will take the race lead." Herzog going to be on the inside there, and with them is going to go Richie Alcori's coming through. I tell you what, Thumbsticks Merritt just had the apps. Oh, that's a big wreck in the background there. There's the 87 around.
Oh, Campbell got passed, I think, though.
We'll see how it scored him. I don't know. It depends on the point of caution, but yeah. So that was Seymour that went through. Had a moment.
No, Dewey's ahead of him. But if it scored it that way, oh no!
Oh man. Let's go back and take a quick look at that replay of how this crash happened. So this is going to be Seymour coming through. Sean Bradley hits the outside wall. The 87 there of Michael Seymour goes around. Naj is coming through. Now, let's get on board with one Mr. J.C. John Campbell real quick and see what he saw. There's Rogers to the outside, and look at this. J.C.'s just kind of like, okay. Runs it all the way low. So that's Rogers to the outside. There's Fisher. I don't know how it's going to score that. Let's ride on board real quick with Campbell at speed.
So which one is Dewey?
That's what I'm getting ready to... Let's pull one more replay here, and let's keep an eye on Dewey. So this is Dewey in the 33. So Dewey was ahead of Campbell, actually.
Okay, he was ahead of him. Oh, my goodness.
So I think that might actually be... Yep, and there's Dewey getting the wave around. So Dewey's coming around the outside for the lucky dog. So J.C. John Campbell, yet again... on a race restart, will be the first car lap down.
I mean, I'm not even going to say it, that it's not over yet, but man. I knew that, and I could see that JC kind of lightly got into that, which didn't concern me, too much about his car. But I was afraid could cost him exactly. But he was already passed. Dewey was already ahead of him before the wreck ever happened.
Absolutely, Dewey now coming through.
Well, and Dewey was on the inside at that restart, and Campbell was on the outside, where that whole line got held up because of Merritt spinning his tires so hard.
Yeah. That entire outside line. Let's go back and look at that restart real quick here.
And JC was in that line.
And look at the big old wiggle there from Thumbsticks when he came through. And that entire outside line just gets checked up. I mean,
and Campbell's right coming. Well, he's behind that. Was that Dewey? Oh no, there. Okay, 33 is Dewey. Yeah, see, Dewey was on the bottom, and Dewey's already passed him.
Yeah, I mean, and that was past him by a bit. So
yeah, well, that whole line got held up literally 3 or 4 car lengths. Just unfortunate. At this point in the race, it's not hard to spin your tires on a restart. Certainly.
Absolutely, and because they did not complete a full lap after a restart, the iRacing protocol is you go to a single file restart. So we'll have a single file restart with 9 to go here. 8 to go as they cross the line. Not my favorite thing iRacing does, but...
No, but if you're our John Campbell fan, it might be a good thing. Because he is the first car lap down right now. And if you are cheering for John Campbell, if you're up over there in the middle of the night in Australia watching this, and you're cheering for JC John Campbell, he is sitting in the lucky dog spot if something were to happen. Once again.
I will see how this goes coming through 3.
That being said, Harkin's up there just...
Yeah.
Oh, is Howie out? Is Howie out of the race? No, huh?
No, Howie put something in YouTube comments about a stop and hold, but we'll look at that later. So, back green, Harkham takes off real nice and clean. It doesn't look like Merritt spun tires this time, but Merritt is right on the back of Al Corey. We know Al Corey is a very strong-willed driver and knows how to make that car about as wide as any speedway they're running on. Right now, it's whatever the width of this Texas track is here in Texas as they go. Harkham and Richie are going to battle. Richie's going to get through on the inside. Harkham doesn't really fight that, but again, Harkham's got his eyes on a little bit bigger of a trophy than the Bomber Girl 200 as we come around here. 7 to go here, Jim, as they cross the line, and looks like this one just needs to go to the white flag.
Yeah, it's they spread out. That's the whole point of the single file restarts when they come back like that, is so you just don't have caution over caution over caution. So yeah, we're just there. And yeah, you see Harkham's he's just not trying to keep his car down on the bottom. He's just letting it roll around the middle there, and he doesn't mind if he gets passed a couple times right here. He's certainly not going to fight off Al. Al's pretty aggressive, man. He he wouldn't move the champion out of the way or anything, but Al drives hard for sure.
Yeah, Al, and keep your eye on Al here. 1.3 seconds off of Justin Ritchie. So if Justin Ritchie starts losing pace, I mean, Al's in second place. He's not out of contention for this as we go. Ben Harkham now in third here. Is he going to run for one of those top 3 places? Well, he taps the wall on the exit of 4. That's going to open up the door for Herzog. Herzog going to be looking up the inside into 1. He's going to put the nose to the inside. And again, I just don't think Harkham's going to fight it, but Nas is going to force the issue 3 wide.
3 wide? Oh, man. 3 wide with 5 to go. I'm telling you, if I'm Harkham, I'm letting out of that for sure. There's no way I'm staying on the top side 3 wide. Wow. He didn't know. He didn't let out of it. I'd have been off that throttle so fast.
Yeah, no. Ain't no sense in fighting it here. Again, points were tied coming into this, so really all he has to do is just let it go. 4 to go here as they cross the line, and at this point, Crutchley's going to look high, and again, Harkham just not fighting it, just kind of saying, you know what? You want to race that hard, you race that hard. I don't need it.
Yeah, and he knows where Campbell is, so I mean, at this point he's looking pretty safe. I still am shocked he didn't lift on that 3 wide though. I'm telling you, man, my foot would have come off that gas so hard.
I think that's a case of, again, all these guys just know each other really well, so I think
they do.
He kind of just trusted there. Harkham again dropping down a place to Herzog there. Emmert goes down the inside. He's 2 laps down, so no competition there. But, and the behind Dewey and Merritt bumping side by side as they go.
Man, Merritt, he was up there. Oh, they're both scuffing the wall. Running hard up back there. Both those guys were up there battling for the lead in the race earlier in the night, and now we're, Dewey, and Dewey's actually making a run back up. He got his lap back there, and he's coming on up there, going to get him maybe a top 5 finish.
Yeah, and Thumbstick's just dropping like a rock.
Yeah.
White flag here for Richie.
Yeah. Well, you got to say congratulations to Harkham. Great season, great championship run tonight, and you got Richie out here just slipped right on up in there and got him a nice race win to close out the season.
Absolutely. Coming through turn 4 we go. Justin Ritchie finding his way all the way up to the front here for the Bomber Girl 200 is going to bring home the win in the Lone Star State. And Al Corey finds himself a surprise 2nd place. Naj Crutchley in 3rd. But all that we're really looking back to, Ben Harkham, he dropped places. He let things go in the end. He restarted in the lead on that final restart. And he just kind of played it safe. And he has secured unofficially the championship here today. JC John Campbell, hard fought through the season, came in tied. In the end, Lady Luck just didn't have her way, and JC 2nd place.
He just his cards didn't fall right for him tonight. He did all he could do. I thought when he made that pit stop, his last pit stop of the race, I thought he was putting himself in the right spot. And there.
That's a good.
They're banging all. Yeah, they're banging him around, man, beating him to death over there.
Justin Ritchie burning it down here in Texas. Look at this.
Both of them. They're going to light it up. They're going to tearing it up there. That's good.
As they should. That is how you celebrate.
He's done. He done took it to the pits already.
I think he broke his car there.
He might have broke his car there.
Oh,
well, boy. that was good race there. All right, let's run down these results here. See what we got.
Results here for the Bomber Girl 200 here in the Nichols Oil Pros.com Xfinity Series for Triple Bypass. This race sponsored by Howie Burroughs, but Justin Ritchie brought home the win. Al Corey in 2nd, Naj Crutchley in 3rd, Kyle Dewey in 4th, Mark Herzog up in 5th, Ben Harkham in 6th. Thumbsticks Merritt was running for the lead for a while, but loses it in the end to 7th place. Sean Bradley in 8th, Marty Rogers in 9th, Michael Seymour hits your top 10. From there, we've got P11 of JC John Campbell, Will Emmert in 12th, Ward Fisher 13th, Tex Nichols in 14th, Jeff Slaughter P15, Howie Burroughs 16th, Matt Harmon in P17, Cameron Kane in 18th. And then in 19th, can't forget Elton Wu. So that is going to be our 19 drivers that took on this season finale. And I tell you what, let's see what drivers are around to have a chat with here if they are ready.
Somebody ought to be in there.
Yeah, we'll see who we start off with here. We got a few different options of who to start with. So, Jim, I'm gonna leave this one up to you. You want to start with the race winner or the champion?
No, let's start with the race winner. We'll save the champion. He deserves the big hurrah.
Yeah, Justin, it's gonna be Brad and Jim up here in the booth. How you copy? And
apparently Justin doesn't want to talk to us.
I think Justin's probably running around screaming from excitement, if I had to guess. So
he might be. All right, well, we'll come back to him.
Yeah, he said push to talk 1 second, so we'll give him a quick second here. I mean, Justin found the win here on the end, so good day for him. Can't complain. Up 15 places on the day, too. Can't
Can
forget
you copy
that.
me now?
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, I had to figure out how to use push to talk there for a second. What's going on?
So good run tonight, man. We were both waiting on each other to talk. Yeah. I mean, you had a solid run tonight. There, you kept it relatively clean all night, and then popped up there at the end and just stole that race win away from some guys that looked pretty dominant early on.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky with that first caution. It was about lap 90 or whatever.
Yeah,
because I hadn't hit that
yeah.
second time, so I saved a set of tires, and then that last caution there at the end gave me the chance to put on some new boots, and the tires really just did the rest of the work.
Yeah, there was about 4 or 5 of you that had not pitted at that point, and it kind of definitely changed the complexion of the race a little bit. But that was good strategy. I don't think your tires shouldn't have been too bad. How were the tires tonight overall? Were they falling off pretty hard or what?
Yeah, so that first stint, I ran it almost completely dry. I got to about 55. I think I put on lap 55, and my right front was sitting at about 12%. But I'm not one to be known to conserve much tire, so that could be a double-edged sword on that.
Pitting that late is what saved you and put you in the spot you were in after that caution. So that worked out really well for you.
Yeah, heck yeah. If this race went green, I would have had absolutely nothing for Ben, Tyler, or Sean. They were pretty dominant that entire race.
Chances this thing going green with being the season finale and all of that, and I think we were lucky to go as far as we did without a caution. So, congratulations on your win tonight. Anybody you want to shout out to?
Just first off, shout out to these triple bypass guys and you guys in the broadcast. I don't come in here too awful often, but when I do, it's always super clean, super fun racing. So, big shout out to you guys, and big shout out to my team, Orange Speed and 16-1. They may or may not see this, I don't know, but they've been the people who help push me to always improve at, just racecraft and everything like that. So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, all you got to do is it was Howie Burroughs tonight, so
big shout out to Howie.
He didn't. Yes, but so all you got to do is tell your teammates there to go like and subscribe to the JP Broadcasting channel, and they'll be able to watch this race and all the other fantastic races that we cover here.
Yeah, they like to dog on me, so I might have to send them this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Send them a copy of this one. All right, man. Congratulations again. You put on a show there at the end. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Jim, I think next we're gonna bring up Ben Harkham here. Well, let's get Ben's perspective on the season, and maybe he wasn't running super fast at the end after that last restart, but hey, he did what he had to do and secured a championship, so can't be too upset about it.
No, it was a good race.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. I'm sure that when you got to that last restart there, all you were thinking about was, I'm not going to fight any of these guys coming up here and pushing me hard for sure.
Yep, I was just going to let them go on past me, and I was going to try to save my stuff a little bit.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job tonight. And John Campbell got caught out by that first caution there. He had just pitted, and it caught him a lap down. It's one of those things, could have happened to anybody, but he didn't. So if you go back and watch this broadcast, I wasn't rooting against you, I promise. I just kept rooting for John to get back on the lead lap so we could see you two guys battle it out to the end. I promise I wasn't rooting against you there. But you did a fantastic job. You had a great season. Yeah, congratulations. Had a good run tonight too. I mean, you were impressive tonight.
Thank you.
And what happened there on pit lane? All your friends wanted to come say hello with their front bumpers, or what?
Yeah, they wanted to give me a little boop.
Oh, that's good fun. That's all part of these leagues, man. There's a bunch of good guys getting together, and it's good guys and ladies. I mean, I don't want to exclude anyone. But yeah, that's the beauty of this stuff. It's so much fun to race with the same people over and over again. So anybody you want to shout out to? I'm sure you got a bunch with a season like you had.
I just want to thank everybody at Triple Bypass Racing for all the amazing work they do putting on these races, and we have a wonderful league. It's been great running all these races with them. It's been a great Xfinity season too. And thank y'all for putting on the broadcast races.
Yes, yeah, and congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Take it easy, Ben, and we'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you on the Corgi side. So take it easy.
All right. See ya.
Awesome. And now I think we're gonna grab Al Corey. Finished second place in the end. Al, second place.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks very much. See what happens when you save a set of tires for the end?
Yeah, well, you seem to be popping up at the end of all these championship races and running up front at the end of them.
Yeah, well, thanks. I try to save some tire, but tonight was really tough. Boy, oh boy, I was struggling. Right front tire, I get my tire warning every run and for wear, and boy, I just could not find long run pace. But yeah, lucky at the end there. Me and me and Justin and Naj, I think, were some of the few that had tires left, so we made hay while we had them.
Well, you know, I'm sure you were listening to Justin's interview, waiting, you know, I know you do. And obviously he said on that, when he stopped at the first stop, he stopped in the 50s, on his laps, he was down to 12% on his right front tire.
Yeah. And I thought I was doing badly when I stopped for my first, my tire right front was 39, so I guess I wasn't so bad.
Yeah, he said he was down to 12%.
That's
Man,
crazy.
I don't know how you drive a car with 12% on the right front.
Hey, listen, I just want to take my time here. I'm going to skip off and let you talk to other folks, but I just want to take my time here to say, first, thanks very much to Tex Nichols for sponsoring this series this season.
Yes.
NicholsOilPros.com for all your automotive oil, and just hit him up, help him out. He's a great sponsor. We love having him, so I want to say thanks to him. I also want to just quick shout out to all the Triple Bypass admins for this season. Ben Harcum was my co-pilot most of the season, and also Jason Benson, who wasn't able to make the race tonight. Just want to thank them, and then just thanks to all the drivers for coming out. That's my shout outs for the night.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure doing these races with you guys this season, and I look forward to doing some more next season. And yeah, congratulations on running a great league. You guys have a fantastic league here, and I hope people see this and come join, because you got it going on over here for sure.
Well, thanks very much. The next gen final race is Sunday night, also at Texas, and that series is sponsored by the Tennessee Storm Chasers. So tune in.
Yes, that's going to be a good series too. I just covered the last race. That's going to be exciting.
All right, guys.
Sunday
well, thanks
night.
very much. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Al.
Thanks, Al. Now, tell you what, Jim, it's been a fun one here. Anyone else we need to catch up with here and talk to before we send this one off?
I mean, if John Campbell's around, I would love to say hello to him if he is, but I would understand if he's not.
I was gonna say I don't see him around, so I think this might be where we call this one for the night.
Well, because I think it's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning over there where he's at. So yeah,
it's something
probably
like
not.
that. Well, Jim,
all right, yeah. Well, this has been a great one. I enjoyed working with you again. Another great championship finale.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you were able to make it. Everybody, big shout out to Howie Burroughs. Big shout out to our champions here, and another good season with Triple Bypass. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bells. And again, on behalf of everyone here at JP Broadcasting, be sure to join us for the next one. Good night.